Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2023 and another part of this Newcastle series. We're still quite early in the second season, but after making some good signings, I think we're in a fairly good place for a tilt at some real silverware this time around. Although last episode we did have a disappointing time of it, our first big game against a rival away from home, we lost 4-0. We then changed the team up and had a disappointing draw at home against Everton. And then we rounded it off with a 2-1 defeat, a 91st minute defeat against PSG away from home. Fortunately, since that episode ended, we did get a 3-1 win away from home against Crystal Palace. Isaac and Cunha made it 2-0. Macias got one back for Palace, but then Moukoko coming in to score the third goal. And against Stoke, a good 2-1 win. We went 2-0 up. They got a goal back, but they never really threatened us for the entire duration of that game. So it was a routine victory where we probably should have scored more. And there are some worrying signs in the games that we've had so far in September. But the reason that we're back on the video so quickly is that we've got another opportunity to do what we failed to do in the last one against Arsenal and PSG. Home game against Man United and then a home game against Napoli back to back. We really need to win both of these games to reignite our season, because you can see Manchester United there are currently at the top of the Premier League, 5 wins out of 5. They are a massive, massive team at this stage in the season, because if they win, they would go 8 points clear of us. So we're putting out a stronger team as we can, no mistakes in rotation this time. It's the same 11 you've seen for most of the other games. Joe Willock in central midfield alongside Camavinga and Bruno. The front three unchanged, the back four unchanged, and Nick Pope still in goal. This could be a difficult game with confidence not quite where it should be, but 2 victories in a row means that we are at least on an upward trend. And the question is, can we continue that here against this Manchester United team? It is a tough United team, but it's not that different from the ones we've beaten several times before. And here's Saint-Maximin with a chance. And Isaac is there inside 20 seconds. He's already got his 10th goal of the season now. And just like that, we take the lead in front of the Gallagher end. Sessegnon with the ball over the top. Sessegnon's been a really good signing. Great value for money. And Saint-Maximin doing what he does to the byline. And Isaac from 2 yards out slots it past De Gea in goal. And we do now have the lead against this United team. I mean, it's a strong United team on paper, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like our team is probably better built with the unit and the tactic that we should be winning this game. And here's Bruno out to Saint-Maximin. Back to Garcia. Now Saint-Maximin again. Plays it down the line, but Malacia intercepts and sends it back to the keeper. Very Route 1 football there from United, but we have it back. Playing out a little pockets here with Bruno, back to Eric. United with a fast press that might tire them out later in the game. And Willock is in behind. He's going to look for that ball across, is he? No, he's gone back to Trippier. He'll whip it in. And there is Cunha, but he can't quite get the effort off. And now Rashford can counter. And he's just run the ball out of play, which isn't, if you're the Man United manager at this point, that's not exactly what you want to see. But here's Camavinga losing out to Casemiro. Sancho trying to find Rashford again. This time he takes a more direct run, but he's hit that straight against Eric Garcia. Out for a corner, which Eriksen will take. Ronaldo has now left United, and we've just cleared that off the line. And a little bit of a scramble before Pope cleans up the play. But Ronaldo has now left United. I was tempted to try and sign him, but he chose Napoli over us. And there's a ball in behind for Cunha, and he's just put it wide of the post. There's a lot going on. We're only 12 minutes into this game. There's only been one shot on target so far, and that was Isaac's goal in 20 seconds. But it looks like the game is just finally mellowing out a little bit. Let's get that league table up as well, because you see we're up back into the top 4 at this point. And as much as I'd like a title push again this season, with all of the cup competitions, which I'm going to try and take quite seriously, that might be difficult as Milenkovic runs in and Anthony with a tame header back to Pope. But trying to have an aggressive push on all 4 fronts in just your second season in the game is quite tricky. We are going to try and do that, but I think top 4 is more realistic in the league, unless both Liverpool and City really fall back. And here's Willock with an effort, showing a lot of tame highlights at the moment. De Gea easily able to take that one. Now Sessegnon with the throw-in. Out on the left, he whips it in. It's out by Malacia, but only as far as Trippier. And there's Saint-Maximin over the top. Couldn't quite keep his shot down. But you can see City and Liverpool both 12 and then 11 points there. They're both behind us at this point if we manage to see this game out. So they're not having the storming start that Man United are. But here's Saint-Maximin in behind. Can he find Isaac again? No, it's pulled back. Now Martinez out to Pedro. Sancho trying to play it over the top for Rashford, but our centre-backs are a little bit more pacey than the ones we had for the majority of last season, so we shouldn't see as many of those goals going in where they're running in behind the back four because we play such a high line. And here's Cunha, he's got Sessegnon out there, but he's come back to Trippier on the other side. Now Saint-Maximin into Isaac, and it's a repeat of the first goal, this time a little bit further away from the goal line and more space for him to just pick the empty part of the net there. And Cunha, I thought it was a strange choice coming the other side, but he had actually perfectly exposed the pull to the other side that all of the United players had fallen into. And then Isaac with a lot of space, given he had so many United players near him. But he has now made it 2-0. And here's Trippier with the corner. Will the floodgates open? It's come down and there is a penalty in there. VAR will take a look at this. A little penalty review. And the penalty has been given. It will be Isaac for the hat-trick. And he just dribbles that one into the far corner. That is placement over power. And he's got a first half hat-trick. I think that might be his third hat-trick of the season. He's now up to 12 goals this season. He's been doing absolutely sensationally. Really carrying on from what he did last season when he got 38 Premier League goals. I'd be surprised if he didn't hit 50 goals this season. Here's Trippier in. Ball out towards Willock. Niakate back to Sessegnon. At the moment we're on for another of those incredible big wins, and Cunha is in, it's blocked. Isaac keeps it in, but he can't quite make the most of it, and then he drags the shot wide. That was just too narrow an angle for him to get his fourth goal, and it remains 3-0 at half-time. But against a team top of the table with a 100% winning record coming into today, that is amazing that we've responded like that. As I said before the game, if United won, they'd be 8 points clear of us. As it is, they're only going to be 2 points clear if we can hold out here. Trippier with a free kick. We've got 5 players in the box. He's gone for goal, and he's just whipped that over the top. I might take Trippier off. We do have a big game coming up, so Manquillo can have a bit of a run around. I am going to need to buy a top quality right back. If you've got suggestions for right backs, leave it in the comments down below, because Trippier is well over 30 now. And then you've also got Manquillo, who is not really good enough for this squad. He's fine as a backup that can play on both sides. And Pope there with a loopy header that fortunately doesn't do any direct damage. And Martinez there has to launch it away. But Camavinga with the ball now holds it up and sends it back to Niakate. I thought he was about to be robbed by Casemiro, but ball is switched to Willock. And now Saint-Maximin, Isaac's in the middle. And again, another goal like that. He's had a hat-trick of goals just like that, where Saint-Maximin has played it across. Saint-Maximin now with a hat-trick of assists as well, and the team can really begin to relax. We're going to take Isaac off now, keep him fresh. Although we don't have a out-and-out striker. Well, yeah, we do. We have Wilson. So there we go, and take Cunha off as well for Brereton Diaz. But 4-0 now, another goal like that. Saint-Maximin with a hat-trick of assists, and Isaac now with 4 goals today. Camavinga switches it to Sessegnon. Our tactic does seem to cause real problems for this United team. Diaz looking in behind for Wilson, but Martinez cleans up. Willock turns to midfielder Eriksen. He's going in himself, and it's just blocked there. Wilson not able to out-jump the arms of David De Gea, who's a tall man anyway. And Soumare is going to come on now for Willock. Soumare and Willock fighting it out for that starting berth in the centre of midfield. Here's Horta with a corner. Can we keep a clean sheet today? It does go over the top. We have been poor at keeping clean sheets this season, so I would like to keep this if we can. A clean 4-0 win over Man United would be absolutely ideal as a result to show we've got our confidence back. And here's Soumare charging forward, plays it in. It's tackled, and now United on the counter with Horta. Niakate trying to keep him out wide, and he pulls it back for Martial. It's blocked, and United recycle it outright to Dallo. It's in. Garcia away, Diaz further away, but we're under pressure here. as United try and get that goal back. And Rashford to Martial. And yet again, the clean sheet goes out the window. It's a beautiful finish from Martial there. I mean, the problem was we didn't clear the ball at any stage. So that ball over the top, Rashford down, and then Martial with an absolutely sensational strike on a postage stamp in that top left corner. Means it is now 4-1. They're good high-scoring games, these matches against United that we're having. But we do need to try and figure out how to tighten up in defence. And here's Soumare, out wide to Brereton Diaz, cuts inside, he's looking for Saint-Maximin. It's cleared away, now Darlow. Casemiro, back to Maguire. I don't know why he's still playing for United, but here we are. Ball inside to Varane, Camavinga trying to put pressure on. It's been a good battle between Camavinga and Casemiro, and Maguire's lost it. Saint-Maximin into Wilson, off the post. Wilson has to be finishing that chance, and that is why we have Isaac up front. Isaac always finishes. Wilson usually finishes. And is that an own goal from Niakate there? It looks like one. There might have been a push in there. Or an offside, apparently. What's VAR saying? It looks like it's a goal to me, but VAR say the goal is awarded. That's an own goal, I think. No, it's a Pedro goal from Gonzalez. Look at that one. That looked like it came off Niakate. I don't know what happened there, but it must have bounced off Pedro maybe when Niakate was clearing the ball. And he's just hit it against a United player and it's gone into the back of the net. And Brereton Diaz winning the ball there on the byline into Camavinga. Now Wilson could have a shot and it's just tipped onto the post by De Gea as he saves it. And Wilson could have had a couple of goals here, but the game is a bit tighter than I'd like. If United score again now, it's a nervy last few minutes and a game that should be absolutely beyond doubt. But Camavinga there, over the top, Wilson is in, and again he fails to score. Wilson really has to be putting those away, otherwise it's going to be Mukuku who's going to be on the bench instead of Wilson. Wilson did ask to leave last season, but there weren't any suitable bids for him. And in the end, he withdrew his transfer request. But it looks like this game will finish in a good victory for us. 4-2 I would have taken very happily at the start of today, but after being 4-0 up, I'm a bit disappointed. And Wilson is in and goal again, and it's hit the post again. He could have had a hat-trick since coming on for Isaac. Makes me wonder how many goals we'd have got with Isaac if he'd stayed on. But here's Saint-Maximin with the last-minute corner, cleared back to Saint-Maximin, and then out for another corner. That's got to be full-time now, surely. And there we go, full-time has gone. It's a big win for us. It moves us up to third as it stands. Closes the gap on United at the top to 2 points as well. And Liverpool and City also still behind us. So it's not been an ideal start. Last season we had a fantastic start. We've dropped 5 points already, but we're very close to the top of the table. We're ahead of our rivals and in a great position to now focus on the game against Napoli in the Champions League. For this game against Napoli, there is no change to our starting 11, but Napoli with a very strong team. You can see they've got Osimhen up top. There's Irving Lozano in there, Zielinski, Zambo Anguissa is a great player. Their defence maybe looks a little bit more suspect, but Alex Murray, well known to most Football Manager players, as a good, decent goalkeeping option. And now our first Champions League game at St James's Park. You can see City there with a 7-2 win earlier today. And we're off to a good start with a few shots being let loose. Here's Trippier with a corner, and it's just over onto the roof of the net there. Very nearly a first goal. St James's Park would explode at the first Champions League goal there for a while. And then Napoli returning the favour with a header that just goes over the bar. But Mario Rui now swings it in. It's cleared away. Ball sent out wide to Mario Rui again, and it's just cleared out. But Napoli keeping the pressure on. Saint-Maximin wins it. He tries to send it forward. Isaac's got some work to do out there, but he has stolen the ball as he often does. Can't retain it. Ball played through the middle. Trippier's pushed up, but that means there's a gap out there which they've exploited. And Osimhen slots it through Pope's legs. The flag has gone up, so VAR will be taking a look at this. Now, it did look onside, but it happened very quickly, and the goal has indeed been disallowed. I mean, I was just thinking, imagine the atmosphere at St James's Park if there was Champions League football there again. And at the moment, with how the season's going, who knows? That massive 4-0 win over Villa at the weekend could well be a sign of what's to come. And Saint-Maximin puts it in. The crowd goes wild, but the flag has gone up. Of question is this one going to be a goal? The Napoli players will be furious if this one is given. And it is disallowed. So both sides now with disallowed goals. It remains 0-0. But yeah, I mean, at the moment, who knows? Liverpool faltering, other teams like Chelsea struggling, Spurs are looking inconsistent. Maybe Newcastle are going to sneak into the Champions League this season, and imagine how much money we'll spend in the summer if we do in real life. Ball out here to Mario Rui. On the edge of the box, they cut back inside, and it's straight at Nick Pope there. And he's got options, plenty of options on the left flank, but he's launched it forward, and Willock brings it down beautifully, plays it through, and Isaac there prevented from having a clean shot on goal by a last-ditch tackle, and Sessegnon with a terrible defensive mistake. It's played in behind an Aussie man again. The flag will go up. That looked offside to me. I think it depends, was he in front of the player that passed the ball or behind? Let's have a look what VAR have to say, and the goal is pulled back. So 3 goals today, all disallowed as it remains 0-0 heading into half-time. But this game, not smooth sailing for us. So I'm going to tell the team I'm not happy with that and see if we get a reaction in the second half. I might make some early second half changes. I'm particularly eyeing up Cunha, who's on a 6.3 with a yellow card. As Mario Rui takes the ball, launched it forward. Trippier there, heads it down. Now Eric Garcia needs to deal with it. Oh, that's a risky ball with Lozano ready to poach. Niakate brings it forward. He's been steady as a rock since we signed him for 30 million. A great player. Cunha there, sticks it through, and Isaac is onto it. And again, VAR want to look. That looked onside. That time. Surely this time is actually going to stand. Goal awarded. There we go. The first 3 were all ruled out. This time, we do get the goal. St James's Park goes wild. Sessegnon on the byline, and then Cunha maybe heard I was looking to take him off. Isaac got in behind him. Araya with the dive. Couldn't close the gap at the near post. And Isaac finishing that one off for a 1-0 lead. And that's exactly what we needed. PSG also winning. So Napoli, our big rivals, for getting out of the group as it stands. And here's Isaac whipping the ball over. Cleared away from Cunha. Zielinski trying to get it further out, but Niakate with time and space to deal with it. Nearly ran it out of play, but gets it under control. Now Camavinga over the top. We've got loads of players through, and Isaac is there. It's off the post, and the flag does ultimately go up. But at the moment, PSG 1-0 up against Sporting away from home. I mean, at home against Sporting and Napoli, we have to win these matches and then hope we can at least get draws away from home against them both. We should be beating Sporting home and away, really, and that would get us to the 10-point mark. But here's Trippier with a free kick. And it's over the top there from Eric Garcia. I think it's time to make changes. Players are struggling back there. Who can we bring in at right back? Do we have any options at right back? No, I think we're going to have to just sacrifice Trippier. Manquillo will be fresh for the next game in the league. So maybe bring Joe Linton on as a bit of a fighter. And then on the left wing, we just do not have a huge number of fresh options here. So let's just limit the number of substitutes for now, because I don't want to settle our play. We've been by far the better team. We just haven't really taken our chances in this game. And now Mario Rui with a throw-in. Zielinski. Mario Rui loses out to Willock, and now Trippier with the ball. Plays it over the top looking for Isaac, but he ran the wrong way. Minjay to Anguissa. Now Mario Rui. Tackle by Saint-Maximin. Excellent anticipation from Saint-Maximin there to get into the ball after the big touch. And here's Garcia to Camavinga. Trying to move it to that left flank, which we do with Sessegnon. Charging down the left. Tackled, and that's a bad tackle there. What's going to happen here? Is that a red card for Di Lorenzo? That is a straight red card for Di Lorenzo. And they've had to take Irving Lozano off to bring on Hefty. But that is not going to help Napoli's chances in what was otherwise a pretty tight game. Trippier over to Camavinga. Can we shift the ball side to side and expose that extra man that's missing? And Sessegnon's run behind the ball there. He is not having the best time, so we're going to take him off and bring Target on. Zielinski, now Anguissa. Willock with a big tackle. Saint-Maximin over the top for Isaac. In behind. Oh, he's just put that one wide of the post. Isaac being a little bit wasteful in this game, but he has got the goal that's given us the lead and hopefully the win here with 3 minutes of added time left against 10 men. Zielinski plays it back. They've moved to a very attacking formation here. Will it work out? Eric Garcia with lots of time. Clears the ball forward. Minje. Ball cleared out. Saint-Maximin has it. Now Trippier, can we counter and get a second goal? It's Isaac. Saint-Maximin making the run. It's into him. Isaac runs to the centre. He's got players in the middle like Joe Linton. And he's taken that so early. Murray couldn't react. And it's now 2-0. That is going to be our first Champions League win for Newcastle. It's great seeing the Champions League logos officially in the game. And it really does add to the stakes here as Joe Linton ran in. And look at that little touch and then a powerful side-footed hit into the back of the net for 2-0. So this has been the complete opposite of the last episode. We've done our job. Last episode we were away twice in a row, 2 massive games. This time we're at home twice in a row, 2 massive games. We get the wins this time after defeats last time. £2.4 million in the coffers as well. And we are in a fairly nice position now, near the top of our group, near the top of the table, into the 4th round. It's going to be a tough season. We've got a fairly big squad, but I think we do probably need to sign some more players, and we have got the budget to do that. Maybe some young English players just to help with the registration system for Europe. But we're in a really, really nice place now after recovering since last episode. Looking ahead, we'll probably go all the way, maybe to the Liverpool-Napoli game next. So I'll try and run through all of these. The home and away games against Sporting, which we should be winning them both. And then the Liverpool-Napoli game, because then we can maybe do PSG and Napoli. Maybe see how it's going, see how Liverpool do in the league. But either way, let's see how the season progresses. This was a much more uplifting episode. If you did enjoy it, drop a like down below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. But until next time, see ya.